Hello, everybody. Welcome to another edition of the MakeCode Arcade Advanced live stream. I'm Richard, at Richard on the MakeCode forum.
I'm Daryl, at Darzu on the MakeCode forum.
I'm Joey, at GWonderl on the MakeCode forum.
I'm Shannon, at Shakao on the MakeCode forum.
I'm Vivian, at LiveTruth on the MakeCode forum.
All right, and today we're going to do a game that we had an idea for a while ago. Shannon, while I'm finishing up this code, do you want to explain what it is?
Yeah, okay. So, have you ever wondered how giraffes fight? I want you, the audience, to close your eyes and picture two giraffes, okay? And now picture them fighting. What are they doing? Are they using their hooves? No. Giraffes' hooves are so far away from the important parts of the giraffe. What's the biggest part of a giraffe? It's the neck. Richard found a video on giraffes fighting, and they fight by using their, it's like a mace. Is that what, like a spiky ball on like a stick?
Yeah, Morningstar.
Yeah. So their head is the spiky ball, and they just sort of swing their necks around and hit each other because they have the most muscle concentration, I guess, in their necks. It looks exactly as dumb as you would imagine, and it's wonderful.
I think of it more like a flail, which is very similar. It's just like there's a chain in between because like you see them and they move their neck and it like twists a little bit as it goes. Mm-hmm. But it's basically the same thing as a Morningstar.
So we are making a game about giraffes fighting. Sorry, go for it, Richard.
Oh, yeah. And so I'm just making some stuff right now that's going to be the beginning of this stream, which is going to be me making a quick extension to make drawing the next easier, which is I'm making a line sprite, basically. And it's just a sprite that draws a line. And the thing that's nice about this is that I'm going to be able to use it to draw lines to the screen, which is kind of tough to do. Otherwise, you need to do all this extra math, and it's a pain. So watch me write some arcane JavaScript code.
It's not arcane, it's very modern.
What? Yeah, but it's arcane if you don't know the internals of MakeCode.
Yeah,
sure.
Like nobody knows what
underscore
draw core is.
Yeah, I'm extending the sprite class.
Oh yeah, draw core.
So basically, I'll explain what I'm doing, I guess. So I am extending a class, which means I'm making another version of it, basically. And this class is going to be a sprite, so I can use all of the sprite methods on it. But it's going to be one that doesn't draw any images. It's just going to draw a line to the screen. And you can see it's already working over here. And so I'm giving you a few functions to use. The first one is the set endpoint. The other one is setting the color. And I'm also going to do something for setting the angle and setting the using angle and distance instead, because I haven't decided how I'm going to do the code yet.
So the / parentheses block is really cool, and it means that that method or function will just show up when we switch back to blocks as like a block you can drag out, right?
Yep. I'm hoping I did it all correctly. But
it looks right, yeah. My favorite thing about it is very small, but it's just that when you do /%block, it nicely turns like set color, which is camel case right now. So the second word starts with a capital, and it just separates those out. So it's just going to be set space color space and then a number input.
All right, so this last thing I'm going to do is going to take in an angle and a distance. And then it's going to set the x2 to be this dot x plus math dot cosine of the angle times the distance. And same thing for y, but with sine instead. Nice. And let's make this one a block. And if I did everything correctly, let me delete my test code. We're going to go back to our blocks now. Go to main.ts, then go to blocks. And we see our lines category. I don't know why it says .line sprite. That's weird.
Yeah. Interesting.
All right, well, I'm not going to worry about it right now. No, I'll make it a little bit better. It'll just take 5 seconds. Let's go back to custom.ts. I'm going to do block equals. By the way, if you ever wondered about writing your own extension, this is kind of what you have to do. Not all of this class stuff. That's just, me doing fancy stuff. But you need to kind of define the // block, and then you define what the block should look like using this block string. Or if you just put // block, it'll usually be fine.
You need the sprite itself, right? In each of these?
You're correct.
So set this, okay, yeah. It's
been a while since I've written any blocks. And I'll publish this code when I'm done with it so that if you want to follow along, you can.
I wonder if this would help us make the grappling hook.
Oh, yes, this would have made the grappling hook game so much easier. For sure. All right. Back to main.ts, back to blocks. Now when we go to lines, we have create new line sprite, set angle distance, get end y, get index, set color, set end. If I wanted to, I could rearrange these and make them all fancy and change the color and all that stuff, but I'm not going to. Oh man, I'm in light mode. I'm going to refresh to get out of light mode.
Yeah, I was going to ask why it's so smooth.
Yeah. All right. So we're going to have two giraffes. They're going to have bodies and heads. One's going to be facing to the left, one's going to be facing to the right. And I think as you press left and right on the player 1 controls and the player 2 controls, it's going to just cause the head to rotate back and forth with kind of like a velocity. Vivian seems to enjoy this idea.
I'm so excited.
So what I'm going to need from you guys is we're going to need some giraffe bodies and some giraffe heads. All right. And put in some placeholders. So if someone wants to take the one facing left and someone wants to take the one facing right, and we can do, since we have 4 people on, you could each do your own, and we'll have multiple giraffes you can pick from.
I'll do left facing head.
Wait.
So right giraffe?
Oh no, you have to do the head and the body.
Oh.
What if we, they were separate, And they just...
Well, we could do them separate, but we still want 4.
Decide amongst yourselves.
How about we each do a head and a body, but then we can mix and match them later?
That's true.
And should we just make them all facing right, and we can flip them in the code maybe, so you can have it on either team on either side? Does that make sense?
Yeah, sure. And because I'm in charge today, no outlines, Joey.
What's the background color?
Let's pick one. So, giraffes exist in the savannah. So it should be pink.
Mm-hmm.
Do we have a size for the body and head? Head maybe 16 by 16 and body bigger?
Let's make the head. Here, let me make a rectangle and see what it looks like.
Can you make it a yellow rectangle or?
And we want it to be like, let's do no. Yeah, we'll do 32 by 64 and see what that looks like. That might be too big.
Daryl, we have a comment in the chat saying that you are changing more hippie looking on each video.
Yeah, I mean, it's quarantine. It's hard to get, haircuts and stuff.
There we go. Okay, I think we'll do 48 by 24.
Nice. So that's the body.
Yeah. And then the head is going to be, let's make another one. And it's either going to be 16 by 16 or 8 by 8.
No legs on the body, right?
Oh, no, put some legs.
We could also programmatically with other line things that are just sort of
Yeah, okay.
I kind of like the idea of the legs just being lines that flail around as well.
Yeah, we'll see how that turns out. We'll do that. So yeah, no legs. Yeah, okay, 16 by 16 for the head. I think that's okay.
What color are giraffes?
Orange. No, purple.
Can we make cool giraffes that are not normal colors?
You can do whatever you want. You want to make a cyborg giraffe, you make a cyborg giraffe.
Okay.
I was thinking about making a cow giraffe. But then how did it get such a long neck? What a
By
mystery.
stretching.
A very limber giraffe. Are we gonna have any normal giraffes?
I'm gonna try and do a ghost giraffe.
Okay.
I'm gonna do a ghost giraffe.
Yeah, do a ghost giraffe.
All right, so make it a function now. It's going to be create player 1. And then we're going to have a corresponding one for player 2. But this is where I'm going to do all of like the initial positions and everything. So let me go ahead and make the create player 2 also. And normally I would try to make one function to do both, but I don't want to do all of the reversing logic because I'm going to have them both in different directions and it's going to be a little weird. So what we're going to do instead is we're going to just have these two separate functions. So let's start by calling create player 1. No quarters today.
No quarters today so far.
And so now we're going to go ahead and define our next sprite. So let's go ahead and make a new variable. It's going to be player 1 neck. This game is going to be such a mess. And we're going to create a new line sprite. And so how long should these necks be, I guess, is the question.
I think the body should be like closer to the, like most of the screen should be neck, right? For fighting.
Okay, so let's set the angle at 0 for now, and we'll set the distance to be like 60 and see what that's like. A bit longer. Yeah, that's a giraffe. So what we're going to do here is I think we're going to just automatically position the player based on where the player 1 neck ends. So I'm going to drag out an on-game update. And inside of this on-game update, we are going to be setting the player 1 head to be the player 1 neck's end position, which is why I made blocks to get that out. So we have this get end y and get end x. And we're going to go ahead and drag out our set position. We'll do player 1 head, player 1 neck. Oh, backwards. Cool. All right. We got a neck, we got a head. So now let's go ahead and do our basic controls. I'm going to go ahead and drag out an on button pressed, and we're going to do, so let's see, should left and right, should we be moving at all, you think? Or should it just be like you're stationary in place and all you can move is your neck?
I think stationary for now.
All right, we'll do that for now. But I'm going to make it A and B for the moving the neck, just in case we want to do directions later. That way we'll have left and right to do that. Okay, so let's go ahead and make a variable, and it's going to be the neck's angle currently. And I'm going to do that using the sprite data extension. I don't really need to do this. I could just create 2 separate variables, but this is going to make me let me make my code a little bit cleaner. Okay. Vivian, is this still your favorite extension?
100%.
All right.
No doubt about it. Until we have an effects extension.
Okay. So we're going to store the angle on the body of the giraffe. Oh, and we want to, I think we're just going to call this angle, and we're going to set it to be 0 for now. And I'm also going to store the max and the min. angles. All right. So the max angle, I think, is going to be, or rather the min angle. Well, actually, let me see what it's like, which direction this goes in. Wait, that's not good. It's in radians, so it would be 23 divided by 3.14. Wait, divided by 180 times 3.14, right? That's what we want. Gosh, what's pi?
Maybe your extension should make it so it converts to degrees.
Yeah, that sounds useful, but oh well. Okay, so we want the max to be 0, actually, and we want the min to be something else. So if I set this to be pi, 3.14, that means we should be over here. Good. So maybe we want to go between, I don't know, like here to like 0. Does that sound good?
Ooh. Yeah.
Okay. So 0 is the same as 2 pi, so that would be 6.28. So for the max angle, I'm going to put in 6.28. For the min angle, we want to put in a little bit above pi. So I'm going to put in, let's say, hooray, yeah. Okay, these are completely arbitrary distances. So the max is going to be, I'm sorry, the min is going to be 4.14. And let's start by setting it to well, let's set it to a nice value. Maybe like 5.14. Hopefully that'll look a little bit natural. Yeah, cool. All right, let's also position our body. So I'm going to grab a set position, and we're going to set the player 1 body to be in, I think, like, I don't know, down here. Yeah, that's a good position. And like how I'm setting the player 1 head position to be where the get index and get end y are, I'm going to set the position of the neck to be based on where the body is. And this will just make it so that if I'm moving them around easier, it'll be easier to do. Sorry, moving them around later, it'll be easier to do. So I'm going to be setting the position on the player 1 neck because it is a sprite. It's a line sprite. Hooray. And for this, we want to set its position to be, I think, like the right of the body minus like 5, and then like the top of the body plus 5 would be good. Cool. All right, so that's working. Are you guys still there? It just got way quieter.
Yeah, I had to look up what cows look like.
I switched to my different headphones. I think that took out a lot of background noise.
Neck is pretty long in practice.
It's their biggest asset. How can they fight if they don't have a long neck?
Oh, it's because we also need to set the angle and distance every frame when we set the position. So what we need to do is we need to go ahead and get the data off of the player 1 body. There we go. Cool. And so this angle right now is set at 0. Let's go ahead and set it to 5. Pause that. And there we go. Awesome. So now we can actually get into the business of making the neck move. So for that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to write a little bit of math. So it'll be pretty simple math. So let's go back to our sprites and get out the data block for setting this number. We could use change, but I'm going to want to be able to constrain it. So yeah, we'll use change. And then we'll also need a set. So we're going to change this to be player one body. We're going to change the data angle by some increment. I'm just going to say like 0.2, and we'll see how that goes. And we're also going to set player one body angle to be math constrain. So I'm going to explain how constrain works.
Sure. So you give it 3 numbers, and the first one is the number that is arbitrary. The second one is the minimum, and the last one is the maximum. And it will make sure that no matter what, the number is between them. And if it is already between them, it gives you the number itself.
Correct. Awesome. So you can see now that when I press A, the neck moves down. And let's go ahead and do the same thing when we press P, but in the opposite direction. So we're going to change this by negative 0.2. Cool. Yeah. All right. So this works OK. And I'm actually going to put this inside of a function right now because I'm going to be using this in a few other places. So we're going to be making one that's called change neck angle. It's going to take in 2 arguments. First is the sprite where the angle is set. So we'll just call that sprite. And the next one is the delta, or the amount to change by. And we're going to go ahead and take this down, put this code in here, change all these to be sprite, change this to be delta. And now inside of this on A button pressed and on B button pressed, we're just going to call this function. So we'll call change neck angle, grab this player one body. And for A, we're going to do 0.2. For B, we're going to do negative 0.2. So there's a reason I'm doing this now before I've done the other player 2 stuff. And that's because it doesn't feel awesome to be pressing A a bunch of times and B a bunch of times to move it. It would be more fun if this kind of moved a little more smoothly. So we're going to use something that we don't use very often on this stream, which is repeat. And Joey, I think you're the best for describing this one.
Yeah, this one's kind of weird, and I think we'll end up wanting a block from extensions too to make this a little bit more clear. Repeat is an event that triggers repeatedly while you're holding down the button. It's probably more accurately described as hold, but it's been repeat forever. So that's what it is. The default behavior is that when you press it, it will first trigger after 500 milliseconds, and then every 30 milliseconds after that, it will happen again. There's a block and extensions that we can add, which is the controller extension. There we go. That lets you specify this behavior. So you can say, in this case, I'm guessing what we want to do is set the delay. It's right there. It just adds it into the controller category. You want to set the delay to 0 because you want it to happen immediately. And you want to set the interval to like 100 maybe. So then it will happen if you're holding it down every 100 milliseconds.
Yeah, I think 30 is actually fine. So I get rid of this press now, right?
Yeah.
But we want to, I think, just change the amount it changes by. So it's a little too fast right now, so I'm going to make it like half as fast.
That's so good, though.
Yeah, all right. We can tweak this later. And I'm also going to change the neck length to be back to what it was before. So it's like 70, I think. There we go. Awesome. All right, so we've got player 1. Now let's go ahead and do player 2. So for that, what we're going to do is we're going to do basically what we've been doing so far, but we're going to just mirror it. So we've already got our create player 2 function. Let's go ahead and put this position over here. So this one's at 28x. So we're going to do, let's see, what's 160 minus 28 be like 132? Ooh, that's a quarter. Guys, I just want you all to know how honest I am with my quarter tracking.
I'm honest about my quarters too. I just remember to do things more because of the quarters, which means it's working.
I think Shannon and I are both done with ours. If you wanted to insert them, we can wait.
Yes, I will in just a moment. So we've got this. We've got our setting position. We're going to copy all of this code. So I'm actually just going to do a duplicate. And oh, hey, look, that created create player 3. That's fun. And I'm going to drag this one down, make a new variable, which is the player 2 neck. And we're going to change all of these to be player 2.
I think the other quarter factor is that you and Vivian by far drive the most streams.
That is true.
I feel like it might be like less me though, because I don't record my own quarters very often.
You guys drive most often, and Vivian's the only one that writes down quarters. So Richard's the quarter.
Poor Richard.
Yeah. All right. So, oh no, what happened here? Oh, I did rename variable instead of new variable. Of course I did. All right, so we've got player 1 neck. I'm going to go ahead and duplicate all of this code now. And change this one over here to be player 2 neck.
You renamed it. Oh, yeah.
There we go. And so we'll make all of these player 2. Player 2 head, player 2 neck, player 2 neck, player 2 neck, player 2 body, player 2 neck, player 2 body. And I can't go any higher than that. Awesome. All right. And we also want to change this to be left instead of right and plus instead of minus. And let's go ahead and set our initial angle to be something else. So let's do like, needs to be a bit more than pi, so like 4. Yeah, whatever. Yeah.
Fight.
And we're going to go ahead and do the code for moving theirs also. So we're going to duplicate these, but we're going to need to get new events. So we'll do the on player 2, A button pressed, and on player 2, B button pressed. And I don't know if we've actually made a multiplayer game on stream before, which is wild. So how multiplayer works is we're doing single keyboard multiplayer. So if you click on this little keyboard underneath the simulator, you get this wonderful little graphic that Shannon made that shows you what the controls are. But basically, I, J, K, L are moving for player 2, and U and O are A and B.
And you can always plug in controllers too if you just want to get even more.
That is true. Yes, we have Xbox controller support. So if you plug in an Xbox controller, you can use that.
And like PlayStation and everything too, right? Those all work?
Most of them. I think we know PlayStation and Xbox work, but a lot of the other controllers we like. I Joy-Con won't. Yeah.
Yeah. Or at least the mapping is weird, so the buttons don't really go correctly. But it's just whatever the browser supports.
I love how this square giraffe is moving.
Can square giraffe be an option in the final game?
This max needs to be something more like 5, I think.
So good.
Yeah, we got it. All right, let's make some giraffes. So I'm gonna go into chat now and grab out our giraffe sprites.
I'm pasting mine in.
Okay, so Joey's first. All right, so first we've got a head. Let's go ahead over to here. Pun intended. And very good. Awesome. And it has an outline, so -2 gold stars.
But ghosts have outlines. Like, it's not like I'm adding an outline to the thing. A ghost has an outline because everything else is like plasm in between it.
You're not getting those gold stars, Bach.
Okay. I forgot about the no outline thing, I will admit.
All right, instead of doing this erase, I'm going to do the much easier.
I was very curious about that.
Yeah. Whoa.
I don't really know how to explain it that well, except it has a shirt. It has a sheet on it on the front.
Kind of looks like a zombie pig or something.
Wait, so it is a ghost, but it's also wearing a sheet, like it's a ghost wearing, or the sheet makes it.
Well, the ghost has to wear sheets. That's just anything else is illegal.
That's true.
All right, so we're going to set the player one neck Z to be -1, just so that it's not drawing into the middle of these things. Nice, very natural. And we're going to move the head offset so that it looks a little bit more normal for this. So we're going to add, I think, like 4 to the X, and that should do it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, how's this going to work with like lots of different art?
We could store it on this
I think all of them are going to have the neck in the bottom left, so I'm hoping it'll be fine.
Well, can you make the line thicker? It might just look okay.
You
watched me write this extension, Daryl.
We can go back to the extension and make it thicker.
Can we change the color of the? Oh, that's kind of weird. The color of the neck.
This is a player 2. Whoops. Yeah, I'll change the color of it in a sec.
Nice.
You could sample, you know, the middlemost pixel or something. Use that as the color.
Color's your giraffe, Daryl?
One's brown, one's black.
All right, so we also need to change the Y by a little bit.
Does anyone have any guesses?
Is it your evil one?
Panda?
There's some brown.
I'm not going to spoil anything.
Are the two related to each other?
Brown and black. Is it a dog?
There.
All right, this is great. So let's go ahead and set the color real quick. So I'm going to do the player 1 neck color, and I'm just going to hard code these for 4. I want to make everyone's be in the game, but it might take some time. So let's do the dark purple, I think, which is 12.
Wait, did you just add this block?
No, I did that in the beginning.
Okay, cool. I wasn't paying attention.
Thanks, Vivian.
I was making you a giraffe with an asterisk. Giraffe.
All right, and I think Shannon was second, so we're gonna do.
I think Vivian's actually.
Oh no, Vivian was second.
Let's go. Wait, but Shannon's is the only normal giraffe, so maybe we should.
That makes your guys' more interesting, though. I want to see Vivian's, and then I want to see Daryl's.
Shannon, you don't want to see yours because you've already seen it. It's so unfair to the rest of us.
Mine's just a giraffe.
This game makes no sense.
So good. I feel like the art reveal has really elevated our streams.
Yeah, we need a better way to pass these along, though. Or maybe I should just use a second monitor.
Maybe if we had an asset editor that we could copy paste between.
Or if you paste it into the blocks area, it just created an image block magically.
All right, so we need to flip these images. We're going to go into flip horizontal, which is
down.
There we go. And for the image, we want to get the image from the sprite. So layer 2 body, layer 2 head.
So I accidentally made mine left leaning.
Daryl, this is the second time that's happened this week.
I know. This is so good.
It's the perfect game.
They need to run around really slowly, but with the legs, doing lots of dangling.
Also, they should say something when they hit each other.
I think maybe I will make it so that they just kind of move backwards and forwards slightly. So it's like they're like posturing.
That was one of my favorite parts about the video, was that they were just like going back just a little bit because they're like, oh, look at me, I'm strong.
No, giraffes fight. The other important thing about giraffes fighting is they fight pressed side to side, like you're like sitting on the same side of a diner table. Because
we won't be capturing that, unfortunately.
No, but it's great. People should know.
This isn't like the other animal facts that we have, just so you know. This is an important, true animal fact.
Yes.
Can Vivian say moo every time it touches?
No. I can't say it. The question is do we want me to say it?
To be fair, I said Vivian's, as in like the sprite, but it's much better when you do it.
Okay, so real quick, I'm going to go ahead and add in our other two, and we'll decide how to switch between them, but for now, let's just get the sprites in there.
Keep saying moo when pressed.
So let's do Shannon's next.
I have a very realistic moo.
It was a good moo. I was
No. A cow doesn't actually sound like that. A cow goes.
It's too bad we can't sample things and put it into the game.
Oh, that is a very good giraffe head.
Beautiful. I feel like
Very
Shannon's
giraffe.
giraffe head like captures the elegance of a true giraffe.
I like how you specify that this is the body, as if the much smaller one could possibly.
Not chancing the Control-A delete.
Oh yeah, I never do that. Mostly because I forget it exists.
That is an awesome looking giraffe. It also sort of looks like a baked potato.
I think if you look at giraffes in the wild, Daryl, you'll find it very difficult to distinguish them from baked potatoes.
That's
what
true.
I like the most about
They're
this
kind of like
one
corgis.
is, Shannon did not include a neck stub,
Nope.
which I might actually erase the neck stub from the other ones because this looks way better, right?
I don't know.
So I hope you guys don't mind, but I'm going to do that
I
real
don't
quick.
mind. Shannon's an innovator in giraffe heads.
I think mine also don't have neck stubs.
Shannon and Daryl on the same wavelength.
Yeah, me and Daryl know what giraffe heads should look.
You know where the giraffe head ends and the neck begins.
Yeah, right? Like, that's way more natural, I think.
Yes.
Do Daryl's.
Okay, yeah, do Daryl's real quick.
I like that Joey's looks like it's sleeping in the background, watching drama go down. Is that how giraffes sleep?
Do giraffes sleep standing up?
I would guess, but I don't know.
I always visualize it as like the giraffe like laying down kind of like a cat and then curling its neck around, even though I know that's almost certainly not the case.
Wait, Daryl, not Giraffe. Your name's not Giraffe.
Oh my gosh, I was typing in, how do giraffes? And the first question is, how do giraffes sleep?
Oh.
Daryl, you did too?
If it's anything besides the like curling around in a circle, Vivian, please don't tell me.
I see one and they're all curled up. They're all curled up, but their head isn't wrapped around their body. They use their body as a pillow.
It's sleeping with its head on its butt as a pillow.
Is this a Harry Potter giraffe?
Maybe.
I was right.
Also, I totally forgot to flip it correctly.
Hey, I'll fix that in a bit.
This is better than I ever could have imagined. How they sleep.
I think I'm just going to do percent chance for defining them.
We really need an array pick random. Oh, I think you. Oh,
get on it, Joey.
You selected the body.
Oh, whoops. And I was expecting a snide remark.
Oh wait, are we using beta next week?
Oh yeah, I think so.
So we get array pick random next week.
Oh, and it's a jump cat.
They're a matched pair.
I feel like Daryl has the best branding on his characters. Really pushes them and consistent.
Harry Potter and Hops and Paw.
I love how instantly recognizable Harry Potter is.
Wait a second. I need to turn jumpy platformer main character into a giraffe.
All right. So let's go ahead and do some random things so that we don't have this weird thing in the center of the screen. So for that, we're just going to do a percent chance. So we're going to do a 50% chance over here. As we've got, oh no, I need to do a random range. Choice. So we're going to set choice to a random range, and it's going to be from 0 to 1, which is two different options, either 0 or 1. And then inside of a logic, we're going to do an equals to see what it is. So if choice equals 0, we're going with ghost giraffe. And also, I'm going to bring this player one neck up here and set the color inside of here also. Otherwise, we're going with giraffe. And yellow is
4.
I thought it was 5.
You might be right. I don't. No, you're right. The one I remember is that pink is 3. And then I have to try and reconstruct our spectrum.
Yeah, there we go. Looking good.
Nice.
All right, now we're going to do the same thing over here, but we have 3 options. So we're going to do 0, 1, and 2. And let me also copy this if statement. I'm just reusing the variable here because, I don't want to create more variables. So let's go ahead and move this out. And we want to take this, put it down here. And I think we want to put this in here. No, whoops. Awesome. And now we're going to go ahead and put the cow as the first option. And inside of this one, we are also going to do a flip. Why is it angry? Oh, because it got the wrong option. And now we need to set the color. So let's go into our line sprites, do set color. And we're going to set the color for the player 2 neck to be brown for this one, which I think is 14, but I'm going to check. Yeah.
Oh, I forgot you could hover over the palette.
Yeah.
This explains how Richard has it all memorized.
Wait, what was your theory before?
Isn't this the player 2 neck?
Oh, you're right.
That he just had it this memorized, you know. He's just
I do
done
have
this so many
kind
times.
of memorized.
I think
But
we
it
need a
also explains
song.
how you got it to be memorized.
No, the way I got it to be memorized was by doing that in the first place, the sprite editor.
This Harry Potter has a mustache. I don't know if you noticed.
Why?
You know, this is his older years.
Okay. So we could get into some more mechanics now, but I really want to do the walking thing with fake dangly legs. So I think we're going to do that instead. And then I think this might be a candidate for a two-parter stream, and we'll come in and do the actual thing. And that'll give me some time to maybe make some extra blocks that I need to do in JavaScript that'll make this code a little bit easier to do, like, you know, collisions for these line sprites and stuff. So for now, let's just make some cool looking legs and make them kind of move backwards and forwards. Should I just do 2 legs or should I try and do 4? What do you think?
I think
better to do 4, right? Like,
I think 4 will be beautiful. It'll add to the flailing around.
All right, well, I don't want to create a million variables, so we're just going to do this inside of an array. And let's go ahead and make a new variable here, and this is going to be player 1 legs. So each of the player 1 legs is going to be a line sprite. So let's go ahead and just do that real quick.
Should we all draw hooves for our giraffes?
No. I mean, maybe, but we're not going to be getting there quite yet, Daryl.
Unless giraffe legs are a lot shorter than I remember, they'd probably be off screen.
I mean, go ahead and start if you want. But okay, so we're going to do these legs, and we're also going to set the color, I think, to just be the same as the neck color. I think that should work fine. So I'm going to loop over all of them. Loop over player 1 legs, set the color, a value to be that. Now we should see some purple ones, hooray. And we'll do the same thing over here. 85, cool. Now let's go ahead and set their positions. But before I do that, I'm going to add another extension. And this one's going to be animations. And the reason I'm going to do that is because they're going to be like moving backwards and forwards a little bit. And luckily, the way I wrote the code, that's going to be totally easy to do because we're setting them all relative to the body position. So as long as we move the body position, everything else should just still work. It'll just kind of be, you know, moved over a bit. I think we need to also set the neck. No, we're already doing that. Yeah, so we're good. So let's go ahead and go into animation. And we're going to write our own little animation real quick. And we did this earlier this week, but I'm going to write my own custom one again. And for that, we're going to get a text sprite. And I think what we're just going to do is like move H2, V1, H-2, V-1. And this should be like a little kind of ellipse Yeah. Did that look okay?
I feel
Yeah,
like
that's
it's
pretty
very
good.
menacing. It's like, all right, let's go.
Could be a little more horizontal, like 4.
Okay, let's do 4.
I don't know. Maybe it was better before.
Let's do 3. Split the difference. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
I like that. And cool. Now let's go ahead and set our leg positions. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to set the position to be, let's see, we want the hooves to be in a static place, and then we want to set the end to be like relative to the body, I think. So we're going to set all of their positions to be off screen. And we're going to have 2 kind of coming up here and then 2 kind of coming up to the back. So let's check out some set positions. And an array get block. And I'm just going to hard code all of these. So for 0, that's going to be our leg all the way to the left. We're going to set the X to be, we want the Y to be off screen. So we're going to do like 123. And we want the X to be pretty close to the end. So let's just do 0 for now. And we're going to do the same Y for the next one, but we're going to set the X to be, I don't know, 16. That's probably too much, isn't it? Let's do like 10. How wide is our body again? Is it 48?
Yes.
40. Oh.
Okay, all of them are 48 except Daryl's.
Oh.
Giraffe look like they might be.
Yeah, it's all good, Daryl. And
Harry Potter is canonically skinnier. It's very skinny.
Wait, is a giraffe skinny when it's this way and it's like not as
skinny when they're
long
facing forward
between legs? Okay.
And I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to tweak these, but yeah, you can see where they're kind of landing. We don't want this one to be 0, so let's make this one like 10, and this one will be like 20.
Oh, this is great.
Okay, now let's go ahead and we're going to put these relative to our body's position now. So we're going to be setting the end position on these ones instead of using the angle and distance. So for that, let's go ahead and go into our lines extension, grab out the set end, and I'm going to duplicate this over here. And so for the first leg, we're going to do like the player 1 body left plus 5. And then for the Y, we're going to, oh wait, that was the wrong thing to put it in. We're going to do the player 1 body bottom.
Oh, I think you dragged it into the wrong spot.
Yeah, once again.
Didn't you look at Shannon's beautiful lines?
They're almost like giraffes.
It's true.
Great. Yeah, that's awesome.
Oh, nice. Yeah, it looks great.
It's beautiful.
So for this one, we're going to do the same thing for the bottom, but for this, we're going to be like, I don't know, plus 8.
Oh, that is beautiful.
And now let's go ahead and do the same thing for the other legs. So we're going to do for 2 and for 3, we're going to do the right -5 and the right -8. And I think I'm actually going to have to swap these. This will be -8, and then this one will be -5.
This is awesome.
Oh man.
And I think let's go ahead and move this leg position. So this one is the X20. So I think I want to make this one like X17. Yeah, now he's kind of like leaning forward.
An active stance.
Yeah.
Athletic stance.
And I think we're also going to move this second to last leg so it's a little bit more into. So let's make this one like, I don't know, 38. Yeah, that's good. All right. Now, I think we have just enough time to do this for the other one too. So let's go ahead and do that. And if we go a little over, we go a little over. No one's after us. So.
I would like to hear everybody's favorite giraffe fact or praise a giraffe. Yeah.
And it can't just be how they fight.
Or how they sleep. We already learned
Ghost
that.
ones are cool. Like giraffes that are ghosts wear sheets. I know this one for a fact.
In the giraffe fighting video, they fight for like, I've watched this video many times. They fight for several minutes, and then at the end, the giraffe that wins doesn't win because it hits the other one. It wins because it dodges out of the way, and the other giraffe like swings its neck and knocks itself over, and then he falls onto the ground.
Basically becomes a turtle at that point because they're on the ground and can't get up easily.
I found some good giraffe facts. Are you guys ready for this?
Yes.
All right. So giraffes, even though their necks are really long, they're too short to reach the ground from standing position. So they have to sort of awkwardly spread its front legs or kneel in order to reach the ground to drink water. So that's interesting. Also, they don't need to drink very often, only once every few days, apparently. Most of the water they get comes from the plants.
Do they store it in their neck?
I don't know.
Reservoir system. I like that giraffes have eyelashes, right? I feel like they're often depicted
Pretty sure
with
that's true.
eyelashes.
Yeah.
Maybe every animal has eyelashes, and I just never realized.
That can't be true. Fish don't have eyelashes.
Great. My favorite giraffe aspect is their eyelashes.
Do fish have eyelids?
How do they blink? Maybe they have like the inner eyelid. That's the less advanced one. Fish eyelids. Looking at structure of a fish's eye.
Yeah, that's all right.
Now it just has demon legs that go into the sun.
They go into the horizon infinitely.
I skimmed the article because it had music playing and it was really loud. I think it says most fish don't have eyelids, but sharks might have the membrane eyelid, which I think is like the inner corner one.
Mm-hmm.
Cats. I feel like Richard makes a lot of very realistic games. Giraffes fighting, building tables.
A mouse saving, trying to save books in a burning building.
Yes.
Saving the life.
Yeah, I think this one's going up there with stable table for me. I thought it would be a while before a game took that crown.
It's cross-legged, that's fine.
Recipe.
Oh, this is so good.
Still not quite there.
Oh, that's because I reserved room on mine for tails.
Oh, were they in the right position? But it's just because.
Look at the tails. Yeah.
Oh, I see. That's about right. I just think I need to adjust it on a few of these. So let's go ahead and make it so that the later ones, so I think that would be the right minus this. We're going to subtract it by a little bit more on these ones. So we'll do minus, I don't know, 12 and minus 7.
Our YouTube chat is in agreement that we should put eyeshadow on the giraffes, which might have to be an off-stream activity.
Yeah. I think that works.
Yeah, that works. All right, let's do this animation.
Wait, when the game update?
Can this one go up and down a little bit more than while the other one goes left and right a little bit more?
I think that might look a little weird because they're very horizontal right now.
Okay, fair.
But I am going to reverse it so that the animations are not perfectly in sync. So we're going to do H -3, V -1, H3, V1.
Played.
Maybe we should make this one like 1900 so that it looks like it's the same, but they get a little more out of sync.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
Oh, that's great. Okay, we should probably sign off. This is amazing.
We have a little bit more time because I'm just going to fix these heads real quick.
I think we have another
So
meeting.
that. Oh, okay. Yeah, you're right.
This
Thanks
is
everybody
great.
For tuning in and making what'll surely be an arcade game that goes down in history. Both for the art.
Wait, I thought we had
and for
decided there's only 2 F's.
What?
You got to combine the words, otherwise it just doesn't make any sense. So it's giraffe. Yeah, like kind of like that.
doesn't
Except
work.
it does.
There we go. Sounds like a mineral, an ore, found some Giraffe-fight.
All right. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Yeah, tune in next time for more Giraffe-fight. I have anything to say about it.
I'm Daryl at Darzu on the MakeCode forum.
I'm Joey at Jerry Wendell. Bye.
I'm Shannon, #account on the MakeCode forum.
And I'm Vivian at Live Truthful on the MakeCode forum.